Hello there. Welcome to Healthy Cooking with your friendly Italian. I'm Jim Biro.
And I'm Marilyn Biro.
And we have as a very special guest from the Cornell Extension Co-op, Patti Battley is with us. And we're going to be talking to her about all of the great things that the Extension Service Co-op does for this community. And and it's a lot, and they do a great job. Plus, the wonderful Seneca Falls Farm Market, and we're excited to have you with us. This is going to be great.
Thank you.
We're also got some recipes for you. We've got the famous Cornell chicken barbecue sauce, which I grew up with living in Ithaca. A wonderful healthy berry cobbler, couscous, we'll explain to you if you don't know what couscous is, and radish salad. Sounds a little weird, it's great. And a cream spinach without the cream that you never know was not the cream there.
And you can get recipes every week at the farmers market. They have them available
That's
for
right.
you, or you can find them online too, can't you?
Correct.
Yeah, right.
Patty, so anytime you go and look up Cornell Cooperative Extension, you will see all these absolutely wonderful recipes. They usually tell you about the nutrition and the ingredients and all the good things.
And lots of weeks we have our nutritionist there doing a demonstration of something from the market, cooking something or doing the recipe that's there.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. And the recipes that are out there are good. I've tried them. And last week I tried the soup, which had a radish soup that tasted like a vichyssoise. It was absolutely wonderful. But before we get into the farmers market, Patty, let's talk about Cornell Extension Co-op and what it does for this community and what are some of the programs that are involved with you all.
Okay. Well, we're kind of divided into 4 groups. There's nutrition, and they do education pertaining to nutrition. They've given a lot of classes recently. Like tonight, there's one on cooking with diabetes. Then they've done a grilling one so that you can do some healthy grilling, cooking your meat to a safe temperature. They've done a lot of different things. They've done a fit one where you learn to cook your fish after you've caught it. So they have a wide variety of things relating.
You're making a supposition there. You got to first catch the damn thing.
Well, yes. Well, we do classes about that too. So, but so they do a wide variety of things, like I said, and every week they're at the farmers market and they will do some type of a healthy recipe using something that's at the market that week. And we also have a person there who will talk to you about canning and preserving what you buy at the market. So then we have 4-H and youth development, which many people are familiar with because of the 4-H groups that they've known. But we also do youth development just in general in the community. So they will do programs, for instance, at the summer rec programs at the different schools. We have a garden at the South Seneca School that we help with.
And can't you take your soil in to have it tested?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yep, that's part of that. We have a community horticulture.
Amazing.
And there's also commercial horticulture, and we have an agricultural economic development person who works with any type of business related to anything that's grown or produced here. And he also works with the farmers in the fields, with what they're growing or what they're producing.
And your offices are in Waterloo.
Yep, we're Seneca County, and we're at the Waterloo Shop Center on the 3rd floor. So you can come in, ask questions. Like community horticulture involves volunteer master gardeners, and they're there to answer any of your gardening or landscaping questions. But anything related to any of those areas, we're there to help you. And we also give a lot of classes, like we said, so you can find out about those classes either on our website or on our Facebook page.
Well, we applaud you.
Well, I think
you are
it's
doing
a great
service
service.
for this for Seneca County. We thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. So now let's talk about one of my favorite things, the market.
Yes.
The Seneca Falls Farmers Market, which happens every Wednesday from 9:30 to
9
to 1:30.
1:30.
At People's Park, right
People's
here in
Park,
Seneca Falls.
right along the canal, and all the things that are available. Well, let's start with the fresh produce.
Okay.
From farm to table to your mouth. These wonderful, wonderful vegetables and things that are grown here locally. Supporting our local farmers, keeping it in the community, and it tastes better, people.
It really does. How many farmers do you usually have?
We have about 18 vendors total.
Okay.
There's probably about 10 or 12 that actually have fresh fruits and vegetables. And like they said, like you guys were saying, most of those things are picked fresh that morning.
They'll tell you.
Yeah.
So you can't get anything fresher than that here. You know, you can't go to the grocery store and get them that fresh. And then you can come and buy them from the people who are growing them. So you can ask questions. Did you use any pesticides? You know,
Right.
What variety is this? Like the one vendor has plums, and you'll go over and you'll have 3 types of plums, and you'll say, okay, I like my plums to be firm, or I like my plums to be juicy, or I like them to be sweet, or I like them to be sour, or whatever. And he can tell you, and he'll tell you which type to buy, or he'll mix you up a bunch. That's the fun part is, you know, they'll mix things and they'll help you, you know, get the right thing that you want. So
compared to going to a supermarket where you're on your own.
And then, you know, if you ask them, I mean, some people think that they need to have organic. If you ask these farmers, they'll tell you it's very difficult to get an organic stamp that says they're organic, but they don't use the pesticides. If you ask them directly, you'll realize that you are getting really organic food at a lot lesser price than you're going to go pay at the supermarket for organic produce.
That's right.
Yep. And they'll tell you anything you want to know about their product. They've planted it, grown it, tended it, and they pick it and bring it to you at the market. So
you can't beat that.
It's a great place.
And I was talking to you earlier, the yellow beans that I bought last week were the best, and I would imagine they will be there tomorrow.
Oh yes,
they're wonderful.
Well, you should have almost full produce at this point at the market.
We're getting there. There's like quite a wide array of everything. About the only thing we don't have right now is melons.
Right.
But they'll be coming soon too, and squash.
Has corn come in yet?
Corn maybe this week.
Okay.
We're waiting, but yeah.
And the radishes. They get different kinds of radishes. And garlic. And the berries. Zucchini in?
There's zucchini. There's been zucchini and yellow squash for quite some time. There's there's raspberries and blackberries and peaches and plums and apricots. So one vendor has apricots for anybody who likes apricots.
And the large variety of salad greens that are available from Boston to romaine.
We had a delicious head of Boston from last week.
Yeah.
The one vendor had these wonderful carrots. She leaves the green tops on them, and they make such a nice display.
And people, if you buy a carrot that's got its tops on, the taste of that carrot compared to the ones that are packaged in the cellophane.
That have been sitting in the,
there's no comparison. Now, on top of that, of all the wonderful produce you have baked goods there?
Yes, there's a couple baked goods people that have a wide variety of things. We also have people who produce their own maple syrup right here in Seneca County.
I got some of that. It's wonderful.
Very good. And eggs. We have a couple egg vendors. So you can, make a complete meal. You have your protein, and we have a meat vendor.
Yep.
Yes.
So you can get your meat, you can get your vegetables, you can get your potatoes, you can get your fruit for
honey?
dessert. You can get your baked goods if you'd rather have baked goods.
Yeah.
There's our honey producer.
And
He's
then
here.
there's a couple places where you can go and have lunch that they you can go then sit in the park at a nice picnic table and have your own lunch. So there's two vendors that
do lunch. One typically has a chicken barbecue with potatoes and some other side, and the other woman brings a variety of things. Each week she says something different, but she also does some breakfast. She does a breakfast sandwich, which is
that's right.
Oh, you can smell that when you're walking there in the morning. It's really good. And she has coffee and tea and cold drinks too. So.
And you have crafts. Some people.
There's a woman who grows her own lavender and uses old handkerchiefs and old linens to make sachets.
I have them in my closet. Yes. I love them.
They're beautiful. And so she grows it and then she makes them out of other items. We have a new vendor who does ornamental. They weld and they do ornamental ironwork. So you can get little low fences for around your flower beds, shepherd's hooks, flag holders, those type of things that are made right here in the county.
Yeah.
It's just nice to support the local economy, like
It
you
is.
said. So.
And you have some economic programs also. You have the WIC program. There's a couple of other programs
yes.
you have at the farmers market.
Right. There's different ways that you can pay for your items. If you are a food stamp recipient, you can use your EBT card and go to the market manager. You swipe it. We give you tokens to spend. And there's a program connected with that that's called Fresh Connect. So for every $5 somebody spends from their EBT card, they get a $2 coupon for free to spend. So if you spend $10, you'll get $14 to spend. So it's a great way to stretch your food dollars. Also, for seniors, anybody 60 or over, there is an income guideline, but it's very generous. So come down to the market. Someone from Office for the Aging is there handing out the coupons. You get $20 that you can spend on fresh fruits and vegetables at the market.
Sounds good.
So
It's an
that
offer you can't refuse.
Right. And we've noticed in interviewing some of the local restaurants that the chefs are coming. I mean, we know that Parker's comes. Ben Bird comes from the Country Club, and we also know that the chef from the Gould comes.
Right.
And they decide, they come to see what's available and then make up their menus from what they see as good produce.
The pros are coming. They realize that this is the best. They're
Right.
better off getting their stuff down there, what is available, and they use it in the restaurant. So if the pros go there, you sure should go there. So that's great. Let's give some recipes.
All right.
These are recipes from the Cornell University Cooperative Extension, Seneca County, and the first one is one of my favorites.
Well, Jim lived in Ithaca, and he loved. Is this the one you're doing?
Yeah, the Cornell chicken barbecue sauce. You can call it a sauce. You can call it a marinade. What I like to do with it, I like to marinate it overnight in a bag, and I want to take the chicken, the whole chicken, turn it over on its breast and cut the back out so it opens up, and then pushing it so that when you put it on the grill, you can do the whole thing there. And when you do put it on the grill, don't put it directly in the middle of the fire. Put it off to the side so it won't get really charcoaled. And marinate that in that sauce overnight or in the marinade overnight. And it's an easy combination of oil and vinegar, salt, poultry seasoning, an egg, and some pepper, and that's it. And it was Dr. Robert Baker, who just passed away here not too long ago. Well, he was 2006, 84 years old, who was a creator of chicken nuggets and Cornell chicken barbecue sauce. Great recipe. If you haven't tried it, you surely should.
And these will be at the bottom of our program so that you can get them.
Yep. Now, what is better than eating healthy and tasting good? All right? Good
Can't
combination. And right now, we have these berries that we can buy at the market and they have a healthy, fresh berry cobbler that, mind you, only has 90 calories per serving in. Wonderful thing.
Now, Jim would make this and eat it for breakfast.
I would. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you're going to use these wonderful berries that you're going to buy down at the market. You're going to put some whole wheat flour in it, some honey, and buy the honey down there. You can use either rolled oats or granola, some chopped walnuts if you like. And you can it calls for pumpkin pie spice, or if you want to make your own pumpkin pie spice, mix 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg. Mix that together and use that, and and a little canola oil, and that's it.
Last week they had a whole section where you could buy mixed berries. It had strawberries and light raspberries and dark raspberries, all kinds of berries. And blueberries, which I just finished with my cereal this morning. But
now, does the farmers market have anybody that sells the yogurt?
No, not anymore. There
Not
used to be a
anymore.
yogurt producer in Seneca County, but they're not here any longer.
Yeah. Well, get some yogurt.
good yogurt, yeah.
Get some good yogurt. So, And then the other two recipes, one is cream spinach with no cream. This cream spinach uses skimmed milk, and it is steakhouses in New York City are noted for the wonderful.
Well, Peter Luger's was
Peter
the
Luger's
cream,
is
cream spinach.
right.
People come from all over the world to eat their cream spinach.
And that's
Mostly
made
their
with cream.
steak, but
This has no cream in it. You're taking spinach, you're blanching it, you're putting it in ice water, you're squeezing out all the moisture out of it. You're making a roux out of some put just little onions and garlic and flour and skimmed milk and nutmeg and salt and pepper in there and mixing that together. And I'm telling you, people, you will not know the difference. You think you're eating. You might as well go to New York City and pay $25 for this, because that's what you're getting here. It's wonderful, and calorie-wise, 120 calories. So it's a nice dish. And the other one is the last one we've got is a couscous and radish salad. I've noticed all different radishes that you have down there. And as you said, I went there and I said, now let's talk about your radishes. I'm going to use this in making the radish soup. What should I use? And they're knowledgeable. They as you say, they grow it, they feel it, and this is what I did. In this case, we mixed it with couscous, your recipe calls for. And if you don't know what couscous is a Middle Eastern thing that is made with flour.
it's like a pasta.
It's like a pasta. And there's regular couscous, and then there's Israeli couscous, which is bigger. That is so simple to use. You're just you're boiling some water, pouring it over this dry couscous, and letting it set for 15 minutes, add a little salt to it, and it's done. You can't get any easier than that. And so you're going to take some of that, and then you're going to add a yin and yang to it. You're going to add a little lemon zest to it. You're going to add a little olive oil, and you got to have some garlic in it. You can't do without garlic. And radishes, and some mint.
And some of the garlics are coming through. We bought German garlic last week,
Yep.
which is one of our favorite garlics. But, I mean, I don't think people realize the variety of garlics that are in existence, you know.
Yeah. So we thank you for all
Thank you.
wonderful things.
And now, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the farmers market?
Just that, it is a great place to come and meet with your neighbors and talk to the vendors. And the vendors I know one vendor, she makes up this really neat little basket. She puts in a little bit of everything, like one pepper, one tomato,
That's
one
right.
cucumber, one whatever, because there's a lot of senior citizens or even people who are living alone. They don't want to buy a whole basket of cucumbers, a whole basket of tomatoes,
Right.
Well,
a whole
that's
whatever.
true.
So she makes up these nice little samples, and you can buy the sampler for a
And
great price.
you mentioned tomatoes. Last week we went and bought some of the tomatoes, the first of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little skeptical. I didn't know what I was getting. And they were wonderful.
They are wonderful. In fact,
Take-
we're having them tonight,
Yeah,
aren't
we're
we?
gonna have
With mozzarella.
With the mozzarella
Yeah.
and basil. So that'll be great.
That's one other thing, Ron, you mentioned that this produce lasts for way longer than anything you'll buy in the store.
I mean,
Oh,
you
no
can't tell
question.
what
No
we bought
question.
last
Yeah,
Wednesday.
right.
I mean, we're finishing it up,
Right.
today, but, you're right. It
Even
lasts.
berries.
Well, as I said,
You buy a berry and you get it home from the supermarket, and there's already some of them going bad
Going bad.
underneath. But
Right.
I've had them for almost a week, and there's nothing
Absolutely.
wrong with them.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So, by the way, got a new eatery in town, a pretzel and bakery shop factory.
Which may be coming to the market. They called me today about
Did they
possibly
really?
coming.
I went up and had a pretzel.
We tried it. My
Oh.
cousin's here from Florida. She's staying with us. So I gave her a very bad breakfast of pretzels and root beer.
All
So
right,
she
yay.
ended up at because we wanted to go see it this morning. So that was her breakfast this morning. But anyway, it was really interesting. And they have, they have all kinds of pretzel sandwiches and all kinds of interesting things. So I'm glad to hear they're coming to the market. That would be
They
wonderful.
think they are.
I like bagels, but bagels tend to be heavy.
Mm-hmm.
This pretzel is like a bagel, but much, much better.
Now I want to try. They have all kinds of sandwiches too, apparently.
Yeah.
So we need to try some more things.
I talked to my guys at Coffee, and they were so impressed.
Yeah, right. That's okay. It's nice to have. We have popcorn. We have pretzels. We have the Love's,
cream,
custard, which is incredible.
I just had a thought. I could bring all of them down there. All my guys we could have coffee down there.
You can. They have all kinds of coffee now.
Well, anyways, we'll see. That could be a long time. Also want to mention a few activities. This is a time, a lot of festivals going on in the area. There's the Finger Lakes Cheese Festival in Odessa on the 25th of July. Harbor Fest, which is a big festival over in Oswego on the 24th. The Italian American Festival in Watkins Glen on the 25th. And the mother of all festivals is coming, the Sauerkraut Festival in Phelps goes on the 31st to the 2nd of August. And right here in Seneca Falls on Sunday, it isn't a festival.
It isn't a festival. It's the Classic Car Show. And that's always fun to walk up and down the street and see these incredible cars and people restoring them. I don't understand it. That wouldn't be what I want to do, but I love to go watch them.
They're in love with these cars. I mean, they kiss them all the time.
Some of them are really interesting.
So you might want to do that. So take advantage of the
wonderful things
weather,
that are happening.
Right?
We had convention days last weekend, which was wonderful. The weekend before we had Women's Rights to Rock. So lots of things going around here. So keep an eye on your community calendars or go online and check this all out. And there's nothing like the Finger Lakes in the middle of summer.
We're fortunate to live here, let me tell you. This is a great spot. Next time, Cafe 19, which is located over at Generations Bank.
Which was the old Super Duper.
Owner and chef Casey is going to be with us. And we're going to do something a little bit different. She does a lot of gluten-free things at the restaurant. And we're going to be talking about gluten-free.
She makes gluten-free bread. She's made gluten-free meals.
I have no idea how to do it, and she's going to tell us.
It's up to Casey to tell us about gluten-free.
And we're going to be talking with her about the great foods that are there, and that should be very, very enjoyable. So thank you again.
Thank you
so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was great.
And everybody get to the farmer's market.
Go to the farmer's
tomorrow. Beautiful weather, so come out to the park.
Right.
Yeah. So enjoy, and until next time, ciao.
Ciao. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.